welcome back to Time to Cook. I am Chef Christy, and today it is all about comfort food. I am making a delicious smothered pork chop. Oh, it is so good, all made in one skillet. So let me show you just how to make it. And don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit that little notification bell so you'll know as soon as I upload a new delicious recipe. Okay, today I'm using a boneless pork chop, but you can also use a bone-in pork chop, and I'm going to season with salt and pepper on each side. Okay, now that I have seasoned my pork chops, then I'm going to I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and to this, I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. And I'm also going to add some salt and pepper to my flour. And then I'm going to mix this flour mixture together. And I will also be using some unsalted butter and onion, some chicken broth, and heavy cream. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to dredge my pork chop into the flour mixture, making sure that it's nice and coated with the flour. And then I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil into a large skillet. I'm using a cast iron skillet. Then I'm just going to place the pork chop into the hot skillet. Then I'm going to let these cook for about 4 minutes on each side. So after your pork chops have cooked for a little bit, then just remove them and place them onto a separate plate. And then to the same skillet, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter. And then I'm going to add 1 onion that I sliced up. And this next step is very important. I'm going to let these onions cook until they're nice and caramelized. And this might take around 10 to 12 minutes. You want to cook them on a low heat because you don't want to burn them. You just want them to get caramelized. But I'll show you what they're supposed to look like. The caramelized onion is what gives the gravy for the smothered pork chop its delicious, rich flavor. It is so good. You do not want to skip this step. Okay, so can you see how these onions are a nice dark caramel color? This means that they are done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of push them to one side of my skillet. And I'm going to add another tablespoon of butter. Next, I'm just going to take this flour mixture that I dredged my pork into, and I'm going to take about a tablespoon and sprinkle this into the butter. And I'm just going to stir to incorporate that butter and flour together. And I really do want this flour to cook for just a little bit, so that it will cook out some of that flour, and the longer you cook it, the darker it gets, the darker and richer gravy will be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mix in my onions with the flour, and then I'm going to pour in some chicken broth. Just a little at a time. And next I'm gonna go ahead and add my heavy cream. This just makes a nice creamy gravy. Okay, so this is looking really good. And so I'm going to add my pork chops right back into this gravy. Along with the juice. And I'm just going to turn them over until they're nicely coated in that delicious gravy. Oh my goodness, this smothered pork chop is amazing. I like to serve it over rice, but you could serve it over mashed potatoes or noodles. And then my side today is my Brussels sprout and corn medley. It's one of my very favorites. And I will give you the link to the video and how I make this. So I'm just going to put this on the side. Oh my goodness, this is a meal. This is a delicious, comforting meal, but I've got to cut into this pork chop. Oh my. It is juicy and tender. That is delicious. I really hope that you give this a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I will see you soon with more recipes.